We love hip hop.
K-Money jail stories. I found something on Reddit. And K-Money, big salute to K-Money. Okay, if you see this, it's not at this segment or anything like that. I've always shown love to this guy. All right, he great interview on the podcast. Did thousands of views because he came in talking about top 5 and fighting and stuff like that. Great content. Go check it out. You Dolly, go check it out. But he's been going through a lot of problems due to his reputation taking a hit. There's been I don't want to call it paperwork because I don't believe the validity of the paperwork that came out, but there was paperwork that came out back in 2024 now when I think about it, via Top 5's Instagram page, where he was calling K-Money a rat, said that he freaking spoke to the guardies inside, and there was all these statements saying, don't put me around this rapper, all that type of shit. And to be honest, because the Toronto crowd is so unforgiving, we got people like Dolly who tune into, they love shit like this, right? It just made it where he wasn't getting the same kind of motion as he was before. So when I saw this clip, I was like, this is pretty interesting because people talk about him, yo, he's a waste dude. Yo, he got beat up at the Raptors game. He's not tough. And I'm not here trying to promote any violence or anything like this. I'm just saying when I heard these stories, I was like, he's not a big guy, but the nigga got heart. All right, so I found this courtesy of the Torontology Reddit, and let's pull it up right now. I'm trying to figure out if this guy is a bucket or not, who's telling these stories, or an addict for the people who don't know what a bucket is. Let's go through the caption over here. Man speaks on K-Money jail stories. All right. Let's hear some of these jail stories.
So this is a prison story from my experiences with a famous Toronto rapper, K-Money. That's why I'm wearing that for him. They were Bloods. They were from Project Original, Alexandra Park, MG4L. I'm not going to say what it is. If you know what it is, you know. If you don't, you don't. So I want to tell you my experiences in there. In my unit, I would say there's probably 4.
I wish he wasn't playing the music.
Full out gang members, like hardcore gang members. And you live with them for 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. So you get to know everybody, you deal with each other. It's like a dorm, man. You just hustle around, do your thing. I ended up meeting K-Money because he was buddies with a guy on my unit. I was on F unit and Money was on C. So from dealing with style with him direct, and I dealt with everybody, like I said. But the difference was, anytime I dealt with this K-Money, his money was always there. Never did I have to ask him twice. If I gave him a bottle, the money would be there when he said it would be.
And then people are asking, he said definitely a bucket. I don't know if this guy is the bucket himself. And yeah, he kind of is. But he was in there selling bottles, right? So the man said, like, anytime that friggin' he came through and he needed his money for the bottles, I guess he was the plug, the lean plug. What's disturbing me about this is the fact that mans are drinking lean in jail. Jesus Christ, bro. Holy shit, man. How the hell do you even get lean into the jail? I know it's a liquid, so maybe you can, like my brain is thinking of like, pause, the hoopage. Like, how do you hoop a bottle of lean and bring it into jail? It got to come in through the guardies. It got to be through the guardies. There's no way. You know what I mean? Like, what do you put it into like a plastic bag and then squeeze the bag down and fucking... I'm just brainstorming how we could sneak the lean. Oh, the methadone. You think so? Because I know that mans them, they're not silent about it. Like, they're open about their usage of said drink. You know what I'm saying? So he's talking about bottles. Methadones is like in pills and shit. He said bottles, bro. He said bottles. We have to rewind that.
To everybody, like I said. But the difference was, anytime I dealt with this K Money, his money was always there. Never did I have to ask him twice. If I gave him a bottle, the money would be there when he said it would be there.
He said if I gave him a bottle, the money would be there when he said it would be there. Okay? And you guys are gonna no snitching. I think this is obvious information at this point. Lance will be like, yo, transfer that to this person, Ray Tay Tay. Right? As long as the transfer goes through, then here's your product. All right. I wonder how much a bottle of lean goes for in jail. I don't even know how much a bottle of lean goes for on road. I've heard like it'd be like $1,500 and all kind of wild shit. But in my mind, I refuse to believe that shit, bro. Can you guys help me? Comment gang strong. How much a bottle of lean go for on road? From what you heard, not from what you know. Okay, typing it into the chat is not going to incriminate you. From what you heard from a friend of a friend of a friend, right? What is the price of a bottle of lean on roads? Because then we can like figure out what they would be charging inside. Because from what I heard, and when I say what I heard, I'm talking about through like interviews and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? When mans are like, yo, I spent over $300,000 on lean in like a 6-month span. And I'm like, God damn, you an addict. So put me on. What's the average price of a bottle of the drink? You know what? I can just look it up myself. I was looking up 40 to make a thumbnail. Big suits of 40. Let's see. How much for a bottle of lean in, let's go Toronto. Let's see. Lean, also known as purple drink or scissor. I don't care about all of that. Note, example, $15.43. Nah, that's not. Codeine corn syrup. Ooh, what's this? Holy. What did we find over here? Etsy? Brother. How are we on Etsy and we for $80 you're getting Benelin, my boy. 500? Holy shit, man. I'm probably gonna get a yellow dollar sign for putting all of this shit on the screen. What's this over here? 42.92. Oh, just a cup. It's just a cup. Liquid filled, $4.29. Bumba Clot. You guys got some expensive habits, bro. Jesus Christ. So if let's say, okay, let's go around the $500 price from what we've seen on that over there. Okay, $500. They might be paying like 2 racks for a bottle in jail. At the least 1,500. That's crazy.
Everyone else, and I mean everyone else, it was like a fucking pulling teeth, man. Like, you're supposed to be a gangster. You're supposed to have all this money. You see them in their videos and shit having all this money. But then some of them are bums, really. That's one story. Another story is, I remember it was.
Listen, I hope K Money don't get pissed at me for reacting to this. But a thought that came to my mind is, does K Money know that this guy is out here just telling the man stories?
Styles, K Money, Q, and G. There's 4 of them, and I remember who it was too. K Money had an argument with fucking one of the top gangs on the unit. I'm not gonna say the guy's name, but by doing so, that would have involved like a bunch of other guys, right? K Money was on the unit by himself. He didn't have any of his members there. But anyways, I remember Money said to him, "Fuck, you haven't killed no one." And Buddy
Yo,
got all butthurt about it and fucking like
that's what you said to the man. You ain't kill nobody. Whoa.
tried to start shit about it. And it was serious. Like I'm laughing about it, but it was serious. I remember it very clearly. I remember Money and Styles and Q and G all gearing up, tooling up, and Money, like he's 130 pounds. He's a small guy, very humble guy, but he's like about it. He's about it. And I'm like, man, fuck, you guys are gonna get killed. There's like fucking a whole wing of them, and there's four of you. But they didn't care, bro. They were standing on it, and they were fucking. I don't know. They're just built a little different. That,
He's making these guys sound like freaking jail gladiators, bro. They were getting ready to take on the whole range. They were tooling up, getting their shanks ready. 4 versus friggin' 30. Fuck it, let's go.
and then the last one involves me. So this guy Moosey, who I broke my hand on, it said eventually, he came from Sasspen where he killed someone inside too. Daniel Wolf, the leader of Indian Posse, the biggest native gang in the world. So, anyways, fucking him and he started fucking acting away like he thought he could act that way with K Money. So K Money, I think they gave him some warnings and shit, and he's still being away. So they were gonna get him. They were plotting on him. Trust me, they were plotting on him. I knew, and I could
Freeze.
tell Moosey was ready because he had a shiv with him. But I was down on C Wing where Money lives, and I walked by a cell, and his door opens, and he's like, "Yo, boy, come here." And I didn't think anything of it. Like I didn't feel unsafe or anything because, like I said, I've never had a problem with him. Him and I was
This guy's making K Money's legend. Like he's making it sound like K Money was like the super biggest. And listen, I'm not even saying that he's not, but like the way that he's making him sound, like when he walked into the cell, like he just had to, like, he looked up into the air, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like biggest Don Data Shata. I ain't mad at it, bro. But listen, I don't even think it's cap. The way the man's talking, like he's telling his story, his experience in the jail, dealing with the man them.
because he had a shiv with him. But I was down on C Wing where Money lives, and I walked by a cell, and his door opens, and he's like, "Yo, boy, come here." And I didn't think anything of it. Like I didn't feel unsafe or anything because, like I said, I've never had a problem with him. Him and I always got along. So he pulls me in his cell and he shuts the door. When you shut your door, man, that's so people can't get out. But I'm still not worried. He just looks at me and he's like, "Yo, are you riding for Moosey?" I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Yo, this is a great story. Hold on, I'm gonna rewind it. I gotta address some of these comments over here. A seasoned banana. Cal says we need K Money side of the story. No cap. I don't know if K Money's gonna be available for his side of the story. He might be like, I don't know this guy, bro. Who is this guy? Like, oh, a seasoned bandana. My bad. I'm looking for banana. Bandana. Yes. Look at this shit. Is he repping Swoo? Swoo? I don't know how to do it, man. I'm not a gang member. Swoo. Is he repping that gang? He's got a red bandana on. I'm trying to figure out who this guy looks like, bro. He looks like somebody's school teacher. Like he kind of looked like the Walter White nigga. Low key. I could believe he the plug. He kind of got he kind of Walter White in the face. You know what I'm saying?
When you shut your door, man, that's so people can't get out. But I'm still not worried. He just looks at me and he's like, "Yo, are you riding for Moosey?" I'm like, "What do you mean? You riding for Moosey?" I'm like, "No, I ride for me and my family." And he's like, "Okay, good." Because I don't know if he said because I don't want to have to stab you or something funny like that. Anyways, yeah, that's a true story. You're gonna find out.
So you're gonna find out from where. You just told us a lot, brother. This right here, that's a tell. That's a tell. That's junkie behavior. You see what I'm talking about right here? Listen, as somebody who was the junkie whisperer at some point in time in my life, I used to have to be able to identify whether the fingertips were mash up or if their sneakers or whatever were too clean. You got to make sure, like, you don't got a lot of time to identify whether this person's an undercover or if this person's a real smoker. You feel what I'm saying? So even like different mannerisms can kind of give it away. All right. Looney says them tattoos got to be henna. Let me see the shits. Nah, they look like some shit that he went and got up on Queen Street. You know what I'm saying? But this is a tell right there. This. He might have like some kind of nervous tick or whatever. He might be biting his nails. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to judge the man too much, but I'm just saying, like, that combined with the movements.
I don't want to have to stab you or something funny like that. Anyways, yeah, that's
Was he try? Did he take a pull of something?
Funny like that.
The fuck did you just do right there, bro? Let me ask you guys before we get off of this story, because I took in this story maybe a few days ago. How long was this been posted on Reddit, on Torontology? 3 days ago. So I took it in 3 days ago. And I can't lie, sometimes I'd be gullible. So I thought to myself, this sounds about right. I believe him. But I need to find out what you guys are saying over here, okay? One in the chat, if y'all think that this story is 100% true. 2 in the chat if this is all cap, bro. Or you could even put a cap emoji in the chat if you want. But, like, I got to lean on, I think I believe this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fights, all of that shit. The K Money was in there standing on business. When it came to his bread, he wasn't funny about his money, right? I believe him. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all believe this story right here? Is this guy, you know, talking some facts over here? Is he coming with a valid story about the lore of K Money behind bars? You know what I'm saying? Running shit, bread on deck. Niggas got a problem. He's ready to solve it. I ain't gonna lie, like, them mans have gotten, for what he was in there for, these guys got into a freaking, I don't know, a 20-minute car chase with the boy them right after they tried to shoot somebody allegedly in broad daylight. Like, I think he was standing on business. From no matter what people try to say about the man, you know, rap money, all these different type of stupid things they try to put on, smut they try to put on the man's name. And listen, I don't condone of the activity that these mans are out there doing on road, okay? I'm not with it. But as far as just like the street credibility that people try to take away from him, I don't think that's necessary. I think he has as much street cred as people say he does. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what's going on here. Big salute to Nero Vision. It says, in MTL, if he was selling anything, we would shake his ass down. Never been to T-Dot jail, so I can't speak for it. Listen, I've never been to an MTL jail neither, so I can't really speak for MTL. I just don't know about that there, brother, because them Toronto jails ain't sweet, bro. As somebody who's been to a few of them, like, they're not sweet, bro. Niggas get into fights every day. Niggas extort each other, all type of shit. Niggas get shanked, all types of shit. The only difference, I would say, with the Montreal jails, like, yes, there's they might have a few more organized crime guys in there, or guys who work for organized crime factions who get into beefs. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that kind of throws people off also is everybody's allowed to keep their clothes in Montreal, which is kind of crazy, right? They don't have the whole orange or the pumpkin suit thing that goes on over here. So, but as far as the roughness, I can't speak for Montreal because I've never been there neither. So it is what it is. But as far as the story here, I just found it interesting, that with K Money's reputation being what it is at this point in time, compared to what it used to be, and people like questioning his street credibility, that this guy out the woodworks came in with like a bunch of stories from behind the bars. So salute to K Money. Keep doing your thing. I know he's got new music that he just dropped, and he's got some new music on the way, and the shit sounds fire. So I'll be looking out for that. And I hope that K Money is able to rise to the level of prominence where he was even at the come outside times. You know what I'm saying? That will help for the Toronto scene to not be dead anymore. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.